What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, welcome to season 3 of the content creator program. That's right, the infamous content creator program, which gives all of us content creator submissions to get you guys some crazy codes. In return, all we ask is that you subscribe to us. So starting on August the 12th, guys, until September the 20th, season 3 will be starting. If you are going to be a supporter, you guys know how to do this already. You go to the content creator program over here, you click on my name, you click on support, August 12th, and you guys will be on my list of people who I will be giving codes to. So don't miss out. These are going to be amazing codes. They're usually like Essence Stones, Gold, Skill Ruins, etc. So go and support your most popular, your favorite content creator, aka me. No, I'm just kidding. Support who you want, obviously, but remember, these codes are going to be provided to supporters that are on the list. That Marvel made it so that we can actually send the supporters the codes directly. So if you are going to support me, I promise you guys, you will be getting the benefits. Not only that, but I'm always on top of the missions, always one of the first ones to get things out, and at the same time, you know me, I'm all about the community. So please, August 12th, I'll remind everybody that day as well to go and support your favorite content creator. Now, with that being said, got some bad news. Okay, you guys can see down here, please note, content must be created in compliance with the content creator service, terms of service. Actions such as accessing the game with other users' accounts, impacting gameplay, or encouraging abnormal behavior using game content will result in inappropriate measures. Okay, so essentially what that means is I can't be doing any more account reviews the way I've been doing it. So what we can do is we can get you guys to log into your own accounts and we can do account reviews that way, but I can't any longer take over and pilot. Okay, so that's going to make things a lot more difficult. It's going to make things a lot longer, which means my summon videos for you guys are probably not going to happen. I do have to comply to this because it is the safety of my channel and the safety of the community's accounts. I don't want to get anybody banned, including myself. So going forward, we're going to have to figure out another way to do this. So just want to give that bad news out. Now, speaking of bad news, there is something else about this video that we want to talk about, and that's fixing all the problems that currently the game has. So I want to go through quite a few of these. I will be missing a few. Obviously, I haven't made a list. I'm just going from the top of my head as usual because help, I got no time to make lists. I'm a dad. It's the weekend. So I'm going to talk about the biggest complaints I've been hearing so far, and I'll give my take on some of them because some of them I think are kind of unjustifiable. Some of them are justifiable. It's fine either way, but I do want to talk about them. I think they're important to discuss. So first complaint, servers. Server problems have been running rampant. So to all my UK followers, subscribers, and I think this is pretty much for anyone in the UK that, you know, majority of players in the UK, I should say, are all having problems with servers. Like I've had many people show me like DMs and stuff of their servers not working. I'll just show you guys a few of these real quick, so everyone is on the same page. But you guys can see here, for example, right here, this is from a UK player who showed me this, and apparently a lot of people are getting this problem. The network is unstable, and I've been hearing this for a few days. Not to mention, just in general, server stability has always been a problem. So Netmarble, I really hope you guys do look into this. There's no reason that this game is out globally, and people should be using VPN to log in to play. So I hope that whatever data center issues you're having in the UK or around the world, you guys have this fixed. So I am giving that notice out for everybody, okay? On top of that, we're going to talk about this one. This one's been beaten to a pulp already by everybody, but the stability and the optimizations for mobile and some PCs have been absolutely atrocious. Now, I can't say that's always going to be the problem for Netmarble. I will say that some people probably have older devices and are trying to push those devices to a limit that devices can't handle. So, but for those who have brand new devices or devices that you are optimal for this game, there are some folks who are actually having a lot of problems with them. So definitely optimization for mobile still needs to happen. I hope you guys can figure it out. Because I mean, like games like Wuwa and ZZZ and stuff are pretty well done for mobile and have way less problems. And some of these games are actually fairly big too. So I know if they can do it, you guys can definitely work on getting something figured out for the community who, you know, obviously pay a lot of money to play this game, or at least support you in many different ways. So I really do hope you guys do listen to the community and get that one fixed. All right, let's talk about another problem that a lot of people have been bringing up lately, and that's gold. Yeah, so we all know they've made a pretty good update by giving us gold, ways to get gold through the gates. Right, that's available to us. Gates are always going to be available, and a lot of people are taking advantage of that. Now, the issue, of course, stems from the fact that many people don't have the time to do those, and even then, when we do get enough gold from there, it's still not enough to kind of do what we need to do on a daily basis. So, prime example of that is like, if you have a brand new weapon you need to level up, for example, getting that up costs a ton of gold. Getting trying to get your bonds completed and getting your hunters. Let's say you just got a brand new hunter, right? And you're like, oh no, now I don't have gold to get a hunter up, and that's going to be a problem itself. So you actually can't use some of your hunters because of the lack of gold. You can't get your bonds filled because you're lacking gold. So a lot of these extra prizes are kicking around here, just sitting, doing nothing really at the end of the day. And you're kind of choosing between, do I level up a character, or do I level up a weapon, or do I level up artifacts, right? So gold is pretty much is required for everything. So a couple of different things you guys can do, obviously. Number one is remove the gold requirement to unequip and also to replace. I know you guys went up to level 15. Just completely get rid of it at this point. Like we have so many different artifacts at this point. We have like 3,000 plus artifacts, and there's so many characters now that it doesn't make sense for us to use gold to try to swap gear around to make sense of it. For people who are doing Battlefield of Time, for example, it costs like 100k gold just to remove gear, to put better gear on, just to do one event and then go right back to the gear again. It's gotten to a point where it's getting ridiculous. Like, you guys keep moving it to, you guys moved it to 15. At this point, just call it quits. There's no point in the plus 20. Right? Just remove it completely for the cost of gold for artifacts. I think that in itself will be a major solution to some of the biggest gold problems we all have. So I think that should be solution number one. And then from there, find more ways to give gold. Another way I thought of a good way to give gold is maybe attach it to this. The weekly, essence reward, add a gold reward to it as well too. So that way the trophies here will also affect the gold as well too. So that, I think, is a great way to do it. It'll give people an incentive to keep doing more content, get more trophies, and at the same time be more into the game because they're doing more content. So win-win for everybody on that one. Okay, so that's a big one as well too. Another big one that a lot of people are complaining about is the fact that we're not getting enough tickets going forward for limited tickets. Now, I do know obviously the brand new Battlefield of Trials is out, so people can do this, for example, to get further into it. But of course, not everybody's going to be able to beat this. So maybe a little bit, maybe make this floor 15 a little bit more weekly rather than 21 days, so we can get a little more resources even if we can't finish it. Majority of people will get about, give or take 10 floors done, and the other people won't get the other 5 out of the way. So make sure, allowing us to do this weekly all the way across the board, I think, is a smarter way. That way we can take advantage of some of these things that are being provided to us. I think 21 days is too long, and it's still not enough, right? Reducing the penalty for red. Being in the red, this is a big one, obviously. Being in the red is something that a lot of people who are free to play, or even Dolphins, are in now and are struggling to get through it, because at a certain point in threshold, it becomes almost impossible to gain more CP unless you're optimizing. And the problem with optimization, this is my free to play account, by the way, is the fact that you need to farm better gear, and the gear drops themselves, we'll talk about that very shortly, aren't the greatest. So reducing the penalty being in red, making white completely 100%, and then blue giving us a buff, which you guys are doing already, is something that's important. I think reducing the red penalty by at least half would be a smart idea rather than what it currently is. If anybody wants to know what the penalty is, you can go back and check out my most important issues fixed video, which happened when global dropped. They did fix it a little bit. Still a pretty big deal though, right? So that's another issue. One that I forgot to mention every single time is the introduction again of shadow traces back into the Battlefield of Time exchange shop. No idea why this was taken out. I didn't even notice, to be honest, until somebody mentioned it to me. Also, folks, don't forget to grab your Battlefield of Time currency. It's out now. Please put that back in. Makes no sense. Why would you even take that out? There's so many more shadows coming. We need more ways to get them, not less ways to get them. So definitely put that back on the list again. I think that itself is a massive, massive issue, and I think the one that needs to be addressed completely from top to bottom. Let's talk about other stuff here. The difficulty levels of some of these are definitely high, and these are supposed to be your stepping stones to WOBL. You guys have made WOBL the stepping stones to this. Kind of work backwards on these ones, right? You guys need to consider nerfing more. Also, speaking of nerfs, Cha hits way less. I've noticed that. Some people have complained about Alicia hitting way less. I don't know if I've noticed that one personally, but my Cha, for example, hits a lot less. But it has only, and I will say, it only has been on this battle. So I think you just maybe need to fine-tune this fight. The rest of them should be okay. But I'm only assuming that it's not a nerf to Cha. It's more of a buff to these bosses, and you guys just need to nerf them a little bit. Now, I know before everybody loses their mind about nerfing bosses, think of it this way. These are stepping stones to WOBL, not the other way around. Remember, that's the goal. So if we are making WOBL the stepping stone to this, then this should drop higher level gear than WOBL, level 80 gear plus, right? Make it more sense. Like, it doesn't make sense right now the way it stands. Another thing to talk about real quick is, speaking of artifacts, our artifacts themselves. So we talked about the removal of artifacts. Now this one, I'm personally not crazy about this one. A lot of people though want me to talk about it, so I'm just gonna bring it up. And that Marble, this is your community speaking. I'm just speaking on their behalf, okay? A lot of people are not happy with the way the drops are happening in WOBL, but on top of that, they're not also happy with the way these stats are coming around. So the stats are coming in pretty shitty. Curse rarely ever drops nowadays. And I agree with that, actually. I've noticed that more Greed and Blessings drop. But Curse ones, when they do drop, for example, give you like a lot of healing given. Gives you additional defense, stuff that people don't really need in their curse sets. Instead of giving attack or crit damage or crit rate and all that stuff, you guys are giving a lot more healing and everything else that really doesn't make sense. Now, personally, to me, that's just RNG. If you play any gacha, majority of people complaining maybe are not gacha players. I'm not defending a Marble on this one, but I'm just letting you guys know this is pretty much the ebb and flow of every single gacha game. Gear farming is end game. It's what they want you to spend your time on. So those are the major issues, guys, that are currently happening right now in the game that I've been hearing about. If you guys have any more, also special commissions. By the way, these should be re-added back into gates and regular story modes. They're almost impossible to clear now with some of these. Like, it's just ridiculous that we have to even get some of these to level like 1. For example, I'm never going to fight this dude. Why would I? It's a waste of time, right? So find ways for us to actually complete this so some of us can actually take advantage of some of these lucrative rewards. They're pretty crazy good, and it's just stupid for us to just sit here and try to collect these over time because we're never going to get them done. Alright guys, this is Payne. Let me know in the comment section what else you want to add to the list. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what problems you're facing. I think I've covered the major ones already, but in case there's more, please let me know. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Take care.